Okay, we're going to look at quadratics one more time today. We're going to look at how you can come up with the equation of a parabola given 3 points. So here in this problem, they want us to find what is the equation of the parabola in standard form, given that the parabola goes through these 3 points. Well, we could graph this out and guess at maybe what the vertex is, but there is a better way to do this, and that is knowing that these are ordered pairs. These are all x and y values of some parabola. So what we're going to do here is use our standard form right here and plug in each one of those to come up with an equation. So for example, using this first point here of 3, 9, let's plug -9 in for y here, and let's plug 3 in for both the x's and then see what that equation comes out to be. So it'll look like this: -9 equals a times 3 squared plus b times 3 plus c. And now what we're going to do is we're going to simplify that a little bit. So we'll end up with -9 equal, actually I'm going to let's write the a first. So if we do 3 squared, that's going to be 9a plus 3 times b plus c equals, and we know this is equal to -9. Now we're going to repeat that process with these other two. So let's do the next one. So if we plug in 21 here now instead, so now we're plugging in 21 for y, and we're plugging in -2 for both of these x's. Let's see what we come up with. So we got 21 equals a times -2 squared plus b times -2 plus c. And I'm going to simplify like we did before. -2 squared is 4a minus 2b plus c equals, 21 in this case, 21. All right, and then we're going to do one last time. This time we're going to do it with this equation, come up with a third one. So now we're putting 11 in there and -1 in place of the x's. So our equation is going to be 11 equals a times -1 squared plus b times -1 plus c. Simplifying -1 times -1 is 1, so just a minus b, because it's -1 times b, plus c, and this one's equal to 11. All right, so now we got these 3 equations, or 3 different equations here. I'm going to write this as a system of 3 equations. So we got 9a plus 3b plus c equals -9. We got 4a minus 2b plus c equals 21. And then we got a minus b plus c equals 11. Now we could go through and solve that. We looked last unit on how we could solve one of those. We could try some multiplying, eliminate one of the variables, then do some multiplying, eliminate another variable, go back in, plug in and solve. But we also learned how to do these with matrices, and it's a lot quicker if we can solve this with a matrice. So let's see if we can write this out in matrix form. This would be a 3-row by 4-column matrix that we're going to write out. So we're going to write just the coefficients here of 9, 3. Coefficient in front of the c is 1 and -9, 4, -2, 1, and 21. And then coefficient of the last one here, we got a 1 in front of the a, a -1 in front of the b, a 1 in front of the c, and 11. And then what we're going to use to solve that is that reduced row echelon form. And if we do that, that'll tell us what a, b, and c are. And then we can come up with this equation of this line in standard form, knowing what these a, b, and c should be. So let's go to our calculator now, and we're going to come up with this matrix and use reduced row echelon form. So again, how to do that? Go to select matrix. So you got to hit the second button and then the button where it says matrix on top. We want to edit. So go over to edit. Pick one of these. Okay, I'm going to use A here. Now if yours, I already kind of got mine entered, but if you don't, you want to change this to a 3 by, and then hit 4 over here, 3 by 4 matrix. and then go down and start entering the numbers here. So 9, and then you can hit enter, and then type in the next one, 3, and so on here. And I already put this one in, but you should keep going all the way over and type even that last row in there. Once you have all of that entered, then you're going to want to exit out of here. And you can do that by hitting second and quit. And then again, once you're back to your main screen, go back to matrix. Now we're going to go to math. You want to find your reduced row echelon form here on my calculator. It's B. Hit enter, and then you're going to go to matrix a second time. And this time we want to select the matrix that you put it under. I put it under my matrix A, so I'm going to hit A there and hit enter, and then it should give you this reduced row echelon form. So in this form now, these would be your A, B, and C here. So on this one, our A is 1, our B is -7, and our C is 3. So now we know what this equation is going to be in this one. So we're putting 1 here, -7 here, and 3 in for C. So our equation then becomes y equals 1x squared, or just x squared, minus 7x plus 3. And this would be the equation of this one in standard form. All right, let's try one more together. So first off, let's start out together here again and see if we can come up with these equations. So again, this is an x and a y here. So let's plug that in and see what we get. So we're plugging 6 in for y. We're plugging 1 in for x. And we got a second x here plus c. And then we're going to simplify that. So 1 squared is just 1, so we're just going to have 1a plus 1b plus 1c equals 6. So that's one of the equations we're going to use. Let's try one more together and then have you guys try one. So this next one, again, we got x and a y. Put 17 in for y. Put 2 in for all the x's. So we got a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. Simplifying that, 2 squared is 4a plus 2b plus c equals 17. All right, why don't you guys pause the video, see if you can do this last point, come up with the equation for that one. All right, let's check how you did. You got 11 here equals this squared plus this times -4 plus c, and simplifying that one, you should have gotten 16a squared minus 4b plus c equals 11. All right, so now what we're going to do, we got the system of 3 equations here. See if you can take these 3 equations now and write it out or enter it in as a matrix on your calculator and use reduced row echelon form to solve this one. So inadvertently here, don't want a squared there, this should just be 16a. Put this in and let's see if we can solve it here. So write this one out as a matrix and then use reduced row echelon form, try it on your calculator, see what you get. I'm going to pause the video at this time, see if you can solve it, and then we'll check. All right, let's see what you got here. If you put it in as a matrix, you should get something that looks like this here. Now let's enter that in the calculator. So again, go to your matrix thing. I got mine entered here with these new values here. Make sure you do it 3 by 4. Now let's hit second, quit. Go to your menu, select the reduced row echelon form, select the matrix name you saved it under, hit enter, and we should get the matrix that you see over here. This would be our A value, our B value, our C value. So now it's just writing that out in standard form here. So the equation you hopefully got was 2x squared plus 5x minus 1, and that would be standard form for this parabola. All right, that's what you're now trying to do on the practice sheet.